Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to ATM Spellbound. So it's been a little bit of time, not really in-game. I did a little bit of stuff. I was setting up to build, but I ended up getting sick. I'm still kind of a little bit sick, kind of getting over that. But I ended up coming down with some kind of a fever, and it was like hypersensitive skin, and I was really sensitive like light and sound, and had just a constant kind of headache, running a fever, and pretty much was sleeping for about 18 to 20 hours a day. Let's see, it was like Saturday, whenever I first started, I guess, kind of getting it, I started feeling like really lethargic, and then it was like full-blown, on Sunday, and then on until it's about midnight Thursday morning at the moment. So but anyways, I wanted to let you guys know, I popped onto the Discord and I was like, hey, just a heads up, I've been sick. That's why there hasn't been any videos this week. And I don't know that there'll be a lot of videos this week because I haven't really had a chance to do much in the way of building, but hopefully things will be getting back to normal. So I mean, I'm not usually one that's really prone to getting sick, but my girlfriend had it at the back end of last week, and then I think she gave it to me, and yeah, it's been something. It's been like coughing and headaches, just constant. But my pugs took care of me. They cuddled with me the whole time and everything, and they like sleeping enough that they were pretty happy with just laying there and resting, I think. So yeah, it's a zombie. Okay, well, anyways, what we are out looking for, we're going to pop over, which I kind of wish it was day before we did this. I don't know if dwarves will be attacked by zombies. I don't think so. I don't think zombies go after them. Where is the... Actually, right over here. Anyways, we're headed out at the moment because after the last episode, well, after the episode, not the world download, but the one where we spent our time inside of Alfheim, and we were looking for dwarves. WAMC, WAMC, commented and said these runestones. Apparently, if the feywild is gated with mythic botany, then you have to use one of these runes. And he said he thought it was Nidavellir. We have to click this. It actually puts it onto the runestone, and that makes a dwarf. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Now, so a big thank you to WAMC for letting me know about that, because I didn't realize that was a thing. And apparently it's a gating thing for Mythic Botany and Feywild to kind of work together. So kind of a nifty little feature there. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to have to tier this guy up. So let's do that. And doesn't look like he's going to buy any more of that. Then let's go with coal. Try to get him tiered up real quick. Okay, he no longer accepts any more trades. But I do know that after a day has passed... Okay, he just upgraded. But after a day has passed, his trades will actually come back online, so we can trade with him once again. So if there's ever any trades that we do want to perform that he can't do anymore on a given day, then we can just wait for the day to pass or something in order to open those back up. Okay, now he's offering us lanterns, diamond pickaxes, and mine carts. We're going to go with the lanterns because it's actually something that I could use. Okay. Then let's go with mine carts. And hopefully... I don't think that's going to be enough to tear him up. Let's get ourselves a few pickaxes. Looks like he'll only sell us that one. And I think he won't trade with us anymore until a little bit of time passes, it looks like. Because we need to open him up. But as it stands right now, we have to wait for time to pass. Okay, and his trades actually just came back online. So let's go ahead and do the lantern one. Boom. Still not happy. Oh, there we go. We got particles. Okay, now he's offering the contract for the Dwarf Blacksmith. That's what we want. So I'm going to have to get a few more lesser fey gems, but we can just sell him like some redstone. There we go. And then we'll get the Summoning Contract Dwarf Blacksmith scroll. Alright. Let's see. Can I go ahead... get a bit more of that. Yeah, looks like he's capped out at the moment. Okay, and that should be good for the time being. Alright, so let's pop back home. And as far as where we're going to set this up at, I'm planning on us actually having a few different dwarves set up in our base. I think this only comes from the Untamed Blacksmith, so I'll probably need to go back and pick that blacksmith up and bring him back over here, just so we have him consistently, so we can just once a day make a summoning contract for a dwarf blacksmith. Because I was kind of wanting like an actual blacksmith area, but then I was also wanting one set up in here because this is kind of our feywild area, and then we'll probably have one set up upstairs, kind of near the Botania room, or you know, a couple, not just one, but have a couple set up there for actual rune crafting, I imagine. But we're going to set up one of our dwarven blacksmiths, our very first one today. This will be more like just for trading and that type purpose. We're going to right click or shift right click him down right there, and we can open him up. We can see his trades, and this is what's considered a tamed blacksmith. But this one will sell us granite, gold ore, lapis, emeralds. We're going to need a lot of cooked salmon and melons. Let me turn off the AoE mine with the AIoT. Hope he doesn't wander a whole lot. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some gold ore. And then, let's see, what about salmon? We do have some salmon. There we go, there's some cooked salmon. May end up having to get more of this, but let's go ahead, just buy the lapis for right now. Trying to keep an eye on him because I don't want to spend more than I have to. Okay, we do have particles. There we go. So now we have trades for like the lesser fey gems, the greater fey gems, and at this point, probably the best thing to do. Let's see, if we open this up, let me just grab out all of our fey gems that we've got. And if we trade him 4 lessers, we get a greater. Let's just take the graders. We're going to turn these in for the shinies. And then we'll take the shiny and trade it in for a brilliant. And at this point, we can also grab our schematics for Gem Transmutation. Now, normally we'd have to work our way up to this, because this is a tier 3 tamed blacksmith. But since we did get lucky and get that from a chest, we can go ahead and actually just start crafting with that some. So what we're going to do is we're going to slot our book in here. We're going to take our fey dust, drop it into here. And this is also the same premise, like if we were going to, let's say, craft a rune. You just place the items out, make sure you get enough mana in here, and craft it this way. And this is kind of where the tree farm would come into play. If we were wanting to go that method. We can actually stone cut graders into lessers. Might even put a bench saw in here so we have quick access to it. But we can take, for example, our brilliant, cut this down into shinies, take those shinies now and cut them down into graders, and so on. Now, just like the other one, this one should get his trades back after every day. Since time doesn't pass here the same way, I'll have to keep an eye on him. This might be something that may not work as well in this dimension. I'm not for sure. Okay, it's actually been a little bit since the last cut, because I started getting a really bad headache after being on here for just a little bit. But it seems to have passed now. You know, I just took a break and everything. And I got to thinking after, because I haven't been actually up, you know, during the time that I was sick until today. And I made me some iced coffee earlier after I got done recording on here. I made myself some iced coffee, and I noticed it tastes really muddled. Like I can still kind of taste the milk chocolate caramel, but the taste is real off and like not really there. You know, it's hard to, it's kind of just muddied taste is what I would call it. So it makes me wonder if maybe I didn't have, or I don't have, I guess I still probably have it, but some kind of a strain of COVID maybe. But like I said, the worst of it's past. But that's the only thing I can think of that kind of, from what I understand, makes your taste buds real weird, or can make your taste buds real weird. So that may be what I had. But like I said, the worst of it seems to have passed at this point. But I did notice that his trades do not seem to refresh, because I tried just running these through. I don't think these will actually give experience. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's only the food ones that give experience as far as ranking up. But it doesn't seem like the trades refresh in this dimension, since it never actually goes from, you know, night to the next day. And I think that's what triggers the trades refreshing. I thought that, well, maybe it would work on the same kind of time sync as the overworld, and so maybe it would still work. Doesn't seem like it does. He's been hanging out here with his trades locked for some time now, and they don't seem to be refreshing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave him set up here. This will be like for Gem Transmutation. It'll be all that he's for. And I also made some more empty soul gems. I did notice that, like for example, this one here, because I was like, it'd be nice to take him back. I can't grab this one. Normally shift and right click will do it. But it doesn't seem like it works on these. So there's a few other ways that I could move them. One that actually comes to mind that I may end up doing is like a warp plate, because if it steps on a warp plate, it should send it through to wherever the destination is set to. So that might be the best route for us, is set up a warp plate and just push him onto it whenever we get ready to move him. But for right now, what we can do, or what I would like to do, is go ahead and buy another summoning contract. Because we're going to have some other dwarves set up, and we'll have, you know, another place set up for the dwarves that we're actually keeping for, like, trading and stuff. That one up there, you have to have a blacksmith to run any anvil. They have to be, like, bound to an anvil. And you have to have a dwarf bound to it in order for you to be able to craft on it. So, for example, if I wanted to turn, say, these greater fey gems into a shiny, or two shinies, I would do that, and then he'd go over there and start working it. So you can see right there. That way we can actually see him work. And there we go. He crafted it, and he used up, 100 mana from this. So this one will be fine for our gem transmutation needs. That way we have it a little bit more accessible. But then if we step through here, I finally linked this up, but the area that it plugs up to isn't done. But this is going to plug over to our end portal. And then what we'll do is we'll set up a blacksmith right here, let's say. And we'll go ahead and just bind that to there. And then we can trade this one up and get him to where we can buy stuff from him, because ideally we want to get him up to a tier 3. We actually are going to be setting up an auto cake farm here fairly soon in one of the upcoming episodes. But oh, actually, here is a great place for us to get some melons. Got to be a little bit careful with that speed. Okay, we should have plenty of melons now, I should think. I'm gonna keep heading down here. Go get a cow real quick. And we'll make sure and turn off our Entangled Chalice. And honestly, once we get our cake farm set up, this is going to be a great way for us to get diamonds as well. So there we go. There's a bit of cakes. And then let's go ahead and do /back. Go ahead and get our trades that we can do right now. Get these done. And that way, whenever the time comes back around... Is that 1 cake for 3 diamonds? and 2 of the trades. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I thought it was 2 cakes. But the fact that that's only 1 cake for 3 diamonds is very, very good. Okay, so he did already tier up once. So we do have access to the next tier of trades. Now, like I said, I don't think that these actually give experience. They might. But I know, like, in the books, for example, they say that it's food that makes them become better friends with you. And I think that's pretty much what we have to trade to get the tier experience is just food type trades. But okay, there we go. And now at this point, we pretty much have to wait for the day to come back around and do more trading with him. But we'll be able to trade cakes and melons and all that good stuff again come tomorrow. So, alright, we'll just let him be for now. And while we're waiting, I think I'm probably going to go do some mining in the meantime, because getting more Fey gems never hurts. Yeah, because, I mean, we don't have a whole lot at the moment. I can dump these, I guess, for now. So I'm just going to do a bit of mining for Fey gems, and then I'll be back. I'll be back here in just a little bit once our trades have had time to reset for us. Okay, his trades have refreshed at this point, and so we're going to go ahead, trade our diamonds. I don't see any particles, not really a big deal. And then let's go ahead and get some gold ore. Do I need to buy cobblestone too? Maybe. We'll grab that also. It may not be enough just yet. We may have to do another day, which is fine if we need to. Yeah, it looks like we'll have to do another day. That's fine. Not a big deal. So I'll be back. I'm going to do a bit more stuff. I might do some stuff around here, getting some of this laid out. I think, like, we've got a decent amount of gems to get started with, and then we can kind of go from there, because some of the vendors are they're gonna give us gems for selling them things. So once we unlock the Dwarven trade caravan place, it's going to be a little bit easier to get these than just mining. I will say it would be nice if, not at Living Rock, just Living Rock. It would be nice if there was like a compressed Living Rock, like whenever Mythic Botany is installed. That would be quite nice. I am going to have to set up some way, some kind of like our Malum Spirits, where after, like, say 1,000 or 2,000 Living Rock, they get sent out of the system to somewhere. Because spending very much time in Alfheim, it's going to be a ridiculous amount of Living Rock, because it just piles up so quickly on here. So, but yeah, so I'll be back here in just a bit. Okay, his trades came back up, so we're going to go ahead. Okay, we got particles. So now we have schematics for Gem Transmutation, and we got the Traveling Stone for Dwarven Market. Now, to get the active Traveling Stone, all we have to do is just trade him the inactive one, which, of course, this just comes from a chest. I don't remember where we found it. Same with our schematic for Gem Transmutation. Both of them just came out of chests some point long ago. But we're going to go ahead and grab our new fancy Traveling Stone. And I think tier 3 is as high as he's going to go, so he's pretty much done, aside from just maybe doing his daily trades once we get our cake farm set up. But the diamonds are kind of nice at the moment, if we just need a good source of diamonds. But then what we can do is we can just right click that, and there we go. We have teleported to the void. It's a void dimension here. Oh, actually, that is Minecraft barriers. So let's see what kind of trades we got. We got a Dwarven trader that sells some diamond stuff. Not all that crazy. But bear in mind, all these trades are going to come back each day. Just like with with our tamed blacksmith. We can buy dragon heads for 10 brilliant Fey gems, which actually isn't that expensive. We only have 5. But at this point, we can do this method here. And we can also, we can do that method there, but it's better to do this method if you can, because you get 2 to 5 instead of 1 to 4. So we do get better output from doing that method. But of course, we can also get those just from mining. But it's pretty reasonable, I think, for dragon heads. Over here we can buy like some really junk. Let's see, we've got a chef over here that sells apples, cookies, and beetroot soup. We've got a shepherd that sells wool and string. We have an artificer that sells a summoning scroll for pixies. And I think that's it, actually. This is the guy probably that we're going to be most interested in. Now, if we take a look at all the different trades that are available, you can see the baker can sell cakes. Let's see, this is the dragon hunter trades. All this different stuff that can come up. Yeah, the toolsmith stuff, not all that crazy. It's just some diamond gear. But I think the one that's going to be most valuable to us is going to be the dragon hunter. The big thing, of course, is just getting access to being able to use our anvil. More than anything. Yeah, and we were looking for Totems of Undying, but now we don't need that anymore. Song of the Seasons. Yeah, we might try to pick that up if it comes up as well. And if we click it again, then that's going to take us right back to where we spawned in at. And we'll just go ahead and put our traveling stone. So if we want to go back to the... sorry for the inconvenience, but we can't bring you here from that dimension you're in. Marketplace management. Yeah, I just want to put it up there. We'll go ahead and slot that up on the wall so we have easy access to our traveling stone. So if we want to go back to the Dwarven Market, we can do that. And worth noting is, it seems like if you try to go at night, it says, "We're sorry for the inconvenience, but the market is temporarily closed. Please come back later." Marketplace management. Because I was like, well, the day has come back around. I don't really ever know what time of day it is, because the only overworld stuff I really got, generally, is underground. You know, I wasn't really sure what time of day it is, because I'm underground here, but I saw his trades had refreshed, so I was like, well, maybe I can pop over and see what the trades are for today. Because they should change every day, like whenever his trades reset, and I guess once the sun comes back up, you know. Then they'll get new trades and whatnot, but it seems like we have to wait till the sun comes up, I guess, before the void world is open. Okay, so back in here for a new day, we've got cakes for sale for 2 shiny fey gems for each one, and then some other kinds of wool. We did get name tags. We've got summoning scrolls for winter and summer pixies, and we did get the Totem of Undying, which is a brilliant fey gem. Of course, now I've got a plethora of these things, but if I didn't have it, it would be a great place to get that. You know, if we didn't progress as heavily into armor and stuff, it would have been an easier way than doing a raid, maybe, to get that. Creeper heads, that's a good trade, to be honest, for the creeper heads, I think. It's actually one I may take advantage of. Just because creeper heads are a pain to get. They're actually not that bad with Vorpal. Vorpal, of course, allows us to behead everything. We do have 2 at the moment. But yeah, I think I'll probably go ahead and pick up some. Because these are actually pretty cheap. There we go. We were able to buy 2 before he sold out. Traded with a dwarf in the Dwarven Market. Okay. So it's a nice place to occasionally just kind of pop in, check, and see what they're selling. Because some of the stuff that they can sell is actually pretty good. You know, there is quite a few different little trades that that will actually benefit us a bit. Like creeper heads, for example, are one. Now, the other thing I'd like to do today is I would like to kind of turn our attention back over to evilcraft to at least kind of finish up the progression side of evilcraft. Since we're kind of doing some loose end tie-up today. Because we did a big chunk of it, but of course we didn't quite finish out everything. First up, we have the Colossal Blood Chest. We're going to go ahead and knock this out real quick. And we talked about this a bit back whenever we made the original one. But basically what this one is going to do is... so there's our reinforced planks. There's our Colossal Blood Chest. And then we're going to go ahead and get ourselves some extra reinforced undead planks. Let's bring it over by 1. To be honest, this isn't something that we're likely to use a whole lot as we move forward. It does have some benefits over the standard blood chest because we don't get the negative effects and stuff. And we can use kind of our upgrades to make it faster and different little things like that. It can store more things. But we've kind of reached a point where we're starting to move away from having to use the blood chest at all anyways. So, man, this is like super slow. Oh, those apparently you need Silk Touch for. But this is going to be just a 3x3 multi-block. And I don't think it matters where you put that, like the Colossal Blood Chest block. I don't believe so. I think the middle has to be hollow, though, if I recall. So we're just going to do that, and then we put that in right there, and there we go. We have our Colossal Blood Chest. So you can see we can put our upgrades into the side here, and upgrade it how we see fit. And then, of course, we can still drop this into there. So it will be connected up to the same system. And we can throw in, say, the Crude Scythe. And there we go. It's a lot faster than the default blood chest. As you can see, it repairs things a lot faster. But, of course, we're moving it to the point of just everything being indestructible. So I don't think it's going to be something that we use a whole lot as we move forward. But there was a quest for that, so I wanted to knock that out real quick. Now, next up, Vengeance Spirits. This is what I'm actually more interested in getting into, because this will kind of open up some things for us and give us access to some additional things. Now, normally, Vengeance Spirits, we actually have a pick, right here, that has Curse of Vengeance too, so whenever we use this, there's a chance that a Vengeance Spirit will appear. We've had a few spawn, but up until now, it's been something that we kind of just have to avoid them, because you can't kill them through normal methods. But what we can do at this point, since we have been to the end now, let's go ahead and get ourselves a Vengeance Ring, and then we're going to upgrade this to a Vengeance Focus, which basically allows us to freeze them in place, which kind of gives us a defensive answer for them. But now, since we have been to the end, we can upgrade that to the Piercing Vengeance Focus. We are going to need a few end crystals. I'm going to have to make some more glass. And I'll also need to pop just a little bit of chorus as well. Which for popped chorus, is that done? Okay, it's done in the bulk blasting as well. For some reason I was thinking it would be done in the smoking. I know popped chorus isn't food, but I always think of it as a food because regular chorus is a food. So we'll get that, and then we're going to need just a couple empty orbs to turn into blood orbs. And there's a few things from evilcraft that we're still going to be doing in the future, like small things, like environmental acclimation. We'll probably use that some. I don't know, some various different little things. But I think most of the stuff we've pretty much gotten. I don't think there's a ton of like recipe integration to where we're going to need a lot of like Boisia. Garbanzo is what I always call it, Garbanzo. I don't think there's a ton of stuff that we're going to be needing this for, really. Mace of Destruction, kind of nice. A few little things like that. Primed Pendant's good, but we're going to be going with, honestly, kind of a better method for potions, infinite potion effects, but that's what this does. And then also Rejuvenated Flesh if you want something to eat. You can do this and power it with blood, but we have food. I usually don't like stuff like that for like infinite food because it kind of makes the food part of Minecraft kind of boring for me. So I think I'm going to stick with what we've got. Are these done? Almost all of them are done. Now there's a couple ways for us to get Vengeance Spirits. We could either go mining like with this Curse of Vengeance pick. Or what we could do is do like a Box of Eternal Closure, because we do got a few of these. You can find them in loot chests. They're pretty common. But if we open that up, like for example, we got a Direwolf 20 Vengeance Spirit, and we're just going to focus our beam on him. The hitbox is kind of a little bit weird, but there we go. We're going to keep hitting him until he's dead. And then we got our very first Vengeance Essence. And then this we can take And we can upgrade this into Materialized Vengeance Essence. We're going to go ahead and get 2 of these, because we're actually going to be using them. And, okay, that's Garbanzo. Garbanzo. We're going to grab 2 of those, and then we can take this stuff. I don't think there's any use for this beyond... No, there's no use for it beyond just turning it into Garbanzo. So we're going to go ahead and convert this into Garbanzo. And with our very first one, we are going to go ahead and make ourselves our glasses, our spectral glasses. Because these, if we put these on, you can see right over there all the purple. That's like spirits that are left behind from all those mobs dying. Of course, we do lose our night vision. So it's not something that we're probably going to run a whole lot. Might enchant them out if we decide that we want to do a little bit related to spirits. But one of the big things we're going to be using our spirits for in an upcoming episode is we're going to start getting into spirit furnaces. This right here. And also making spawn eggs. Because, of course, if we can make spawn eggs, evilcraft's a great way to make spawn eggs from spirits. And then what we can do is take those spawn eggs and make spawners. Instead of having to get lucky on a capturing enchant, for example. That's a really easy way for us to make spawn eggs. So we'll get into that a little bit more here fairly soon. But as far as the quests go, what we need to do is take some humanoid flesh and some garbanzo. I think that's right. Right? They just want rejuvenated flesh for the ATM star. Yeah, just rejuvenated flesh. Okay. We're just going to make some rejuvenated flesh for the ATM star. And hopefully it can have blood in it, because I'm auto-filling it. There we go. We're going to get some XP levels, Effortless Ring, and some Devil Horns. And then over here we're going to get some XP. Now there's also the Vengeance Pick. I wonder if this will count. Yes, it does. Perfect, because we've already done that. We don't really need to make another one. Because actually even the fortune that was on it, I don't even think we're using that fortune, because we've got fortune 6 now. Which is better than what Vengeance Pick gives. Even though we did use that fortune 5 for a while. Oh, and the Devil Horns don't actually show up much on our helmets, so. Now the Effortless Ring is actually pretty nice. And if I could make space for it, it might be a ring that we might even use. Because it would make us even faster, as you can see. And then if we hit like... I don't know. I feel like my FPS chugs because we're moving so fast. Like, especially through here. Just zoom. Of course, this is sprint speed. This is walk speed. Which is still pretty fast. I don't know. I feel like that might just be a little bit too fast. I think there's a limit to how fast you actually want to go, and I think that's maybe pushing it a little bit too far. I think this is honestly a pretty comfortable speed. Really. Now, just to wrap up the chapter, we need to make ourselves a Darkened Apple. So let's do that real quick, and then we can go get the book, like the traditional way, because it's kind of fun. Yeah, but like I said, this will kind of finish out our evilcraft progression, but we are going to be doing some more focused stuff with evilcraft here pretty soon, related to like Spirit Furnace, and related to basically just using spirits for things. I think that's going to be the big thing, and we may do some stuff with the environmental acclimator as well. Actually, I'll probably just step through. I'm just going to feed it to this sheep right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we're going to take and throw our book into that. And boom. There we go. There is our Origins of Darkness. So that's like the traditional way to get the book. But yeah, so now we have evilcraft. The evilcraft tab knocked out. Let me pull it up here. There was an update. I don't know if any quests were added to, like, say, evilcraft or turtlemancy or blue skies or the abyss, any of the stuff that we've finished. But there was an update over the weekend. Of course, like I said, I've been really, really sick, and only just today was able to really get back on the computer and do much of anything. And it added quite a few mods. I think let's say, Hexery. Undergarden, Create Plus, Create Decor, Werewolves, Guide API, Maho Sakai, Farmer's Respite, Abnormal Delights. And then it says it added and updated quests, special configs for Maho, rework configs and scripts for the Abyss 2.0, fixed more bees, disabled the Twilight Forest uncrafting table. Says it couldn't be crafted but was still obtainable and exploitable. Exploits, they happen in Minecraft. That's something that if people feel the need to exploit in a modded pack, then that's just them ruining the fun for themselves, is the way I've always seen it. But there is a whole lot of content that's added. I haven't updated just yet because I haven't had a chance to sit down and test it to make sure everything works. But I will probably be doing that this weekend because I do want to get this updated to that fairly quickly, because I know there's a lot of content added within that update, and it adds the Undergarden, which I love, so I'm excited to get that in here, and that's definitely something that we're going to be tackling pretty quickly because it's a great mod. But I haven't seen anything really in game about what all changes there were. I'm hoping that some of these, I love like collector type quests, so I'm hoping to see some of these filled out. That would be quite nice. And I'm assuming that there's new quest tabs for a lot of the stuff that's added and things. Undergarden, I think, is the big draw for this update for me personally. Maho is also a really good mod. Farmer's Respite and Abnormal Delights are both pretty good. The Create Decor is always a welcome thing. Create Plus is okay. But Undergarden I'm really excited about. And Werewolves are kind of like, okay, you know. But I am really ready and excited to jump into some Undergarden here pretty soon. So, but I will be updating this weekend for that, I do believe. And getting a bit of building. Like I said, I figured this would be a good episode just to kind of do some tying up some loose ends that kind of aren't really full episode type things, but we could spend a little bit of time doing that because I haven't had any time to do any prep or anything. I've been bedridden for a few days, so I'll try to get some building done this weekend, and I'll get this updated and stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.